Today, I'm going to show you how to make cornhole boards. Like and subscribe, and comment, and share. But I don't have YouTube, so don't do it. Okay, so your two sizes are going to be 4 foot exactly, and then 22.5 because the board is 4 foot by 2 foot, and I'm using 1 by 2s, so they're thin. So 22.5 accounts for the extra inch and a half. So yeah, I did pocket holes, but it's a real pain in the ass. So I'm going to pretend I didn't do that. I'm just going to screw them in the side. So,
That's good.
if you're going to drill through the sides, you want to drill them through the long pieces, because it's going to sit like this. I'm going to take you over because there's a cockfight. Measure for the circle, or for the hole. So it's going to be 9 inches from the top and 12 inches from the side. Alright, so to make the circle I use a compass. So what I do is I just take from the edge of the board, I measure 6 inches because that's the diameter of the circle, and then I measure over to 3 because that would be the radius is 3 inches. So then I take my compass, put the pinhole in there one, make sure the pencil is right on that other line there, and boom, that'll be your circle. Alright, now we're just gonna drill a hole, that way we can get access with the other side. Boom. Okay, so I like to use a round over bit on my router for the edges. It just smooths it out and makes it look a lot nicer. So yeah, I don't know if you know how to set up a router, but I'm going to show you how to do it anyway. So, I'm going to try to show you the best I can. But you can see the little teeth on there. For these cornhole boards, if the teeth are lower than the table, so you can see the teeth right there. If that's lower than this, you're going to get more of a groove on the top. So what I like to do is I like to make it barely right above it. So I just drop it and I just let it touch and bring it up a tiny bit, and that'll get you a nice round over on the corner. Alright, so now we're going to cut the legs. There's 4 of them. I use 2x4 because it is more sturdy than the 1x4s are. So I'm going to measure out 15 inches. And that's just approximate right now because we got to cut them down to a better size later anyways. Alright, so for the arch, I just got a roll of tape here. Just kind of trace it around. Boom, that's the arch you're going to cut. Alright, so now we're just going to mark the center of all of these boards, all the 2x4s. Alright, so now that I got the centers, I'm going to mark down 2 inches from the top. For the leg holes, I go 3 inches from the top of the board. And then I go 1 3/4 inches to center it up. So that'll get you a perfectly nice hole. So 3 inches from the very top. And 1 3/4 inches from the side. Put you right in the center. Time to sand. So when I sand, I do 100, 150, and then 220 just to finish it off. So here we go. Hey, so a pretty cool sanding trick I learned is if you're going to do like a natural look or you're going to stain it, if you sand fast like in circles like I did for this last one, you're going to get those little pigtails. So you don't want to do that. So if you're going to just paint it naturally, you want to go slow like I did the first one. It's 1 inch per second is how you sand. That way you don't get the pigtails, because when you do this, all the sawdust gets caught up in there. So you do that. I wasn't too worried about it because they're going to be primed and painted over, so you won't even see. Also, that's why I didn't get all these black marks and footprints off, because I'm not really worried about that. But if you are staining it so that you'll see the wood through it, make sure to get all these little black marks off if you have any, or any like imperfections or whatnot. So that's it for now. I'll probably come back later. I don't have to say that because it's a video. So it's all sanded. We still got these screw holes. So this is what I fill it with, spackling. It's probably not the right answer, but it works. And if you're priming it white, it's already white, so you don't have to deal with that. So it's pretty easy. You just get a little bit, boop, put it on. Get it as level as you can. Once it's level, good to go. And you do that with all your screw holes. Make it look good. Now that you've sanded 5 different times, there is quite a bit of dust. So what you're going to use is a tack cloth. You get them at your home store, but it's real sticky. But you want to completely undo it, so it looks like this. And then what to do to be most effective, you just kind of ball it up, so I'll get all the little crevices, and then I'll get all your dust off. Prepping it for paint, in this case primer. This is the primer I use. It's a spray, it's a lot easier, and it goes on one coat, does it for you. After you're done with the primer and it dries, you want to do a light coat. You want to sand it lightly. I don't have a paint tray, so don't judge me for the way I'm about to do this. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but we'll try it. When I tape, I use frog tape because it really does make a lot cleaner of a line. Time for the best part. Look how crispy those lines are. Boy! Super crispy.
Made a little mistake there, but that's not a white paint can't fix, you know what I'm saying?
Dang, this looks good. Alright, so now on to the best part, the finish. I use this Minwax Polycrilic. It dries clear, unlike polyurethane that dries kind of an amber color. I use it, it's a little more expensive, but works really good. And then I also got me this nice brush here. It's a synthetic brush, but it does the job. So first things first, we gotta dust this bad girl off because she got dusty. So. Alright, now I'm going to show you how to properly apply a top coat. So with any finish that you have that's clear, you don't want to shake it like you would stain a paint. You want to mix it. That way it doesn't create air bubbles, because air bubbles in this is not good previously. So make sure everything gets mixed nicely. You don't want to go too fast. You'll create bubbles. You don't want bubbles. Now, when you apply finish, you want to go gently in the same direction. And then when you're done with the first pass, you very lightly bring the brush over to smooth out the brush marks. So I'll show you real quick. I put a decent amount on. So work the same way. I guess it doesn't matter as much with paint since it's not glue. But then you take your brush, just the weight of the brush across the top. After your first coat dries, you're going to take T20 grit sandpaper and sand it very lightly, that first coat, just to get all the bumps out that didn't flatten out. Alright, now I'm going to show you how to properly clean your brush. Let's
Polycrilic is water-based, so all you need is water. It's way easier to wash them off when you're done than to keep buying new ones. So you just get that water going. You can see it's kind of cloudy. The water, kind of work it out. Give it the whole shake down. Rub it in your hands like so. And then if you have a comb, grab a comb and run it through the bristles. So it'll straighten them all out, make it nice, but it's time to properly clean it. Alright, so the legs are attached with carriage bolts, a washer, and wing nuts. So this is how you're going to get the angle of your legs. What you're going to do is, so this board right there, so that to the top of the cornhole board is 12 inches. So I just subtracted this total length here, and I just cut a piece of wood so that this total length from the tabletop to the very top of the board is 12 inches. And then basically what you're just going to do is line up, so the angle is going to be that straight edge of the table there. So you just extend your leg, get it to the edge of that table, and then strike the line across, and that's your angle. Alright, I added this ruler here because my tabletop has a round over, so it's not straight, so I use this to get a straight cut. So you just do that. Boom. That's going to be your angle. You may notice I cut them not circles because for some reason I can't get the circles to ever work. They always are too big or they never fold out. So I do this because it's easier and it works every time. When attaching the legs, make sure the long side of the angle is facing top here. Or the bottom of the board rather. So when it comes out, that's the ground. It'll be level. Just got that. You got your washer. Got your wing nut. I went a little excessive on the carriage bolts because math is hard. You don't need 4-inch lag bolts. You can probably get away with 2.5-inch lag bolts will do you just fine. Alright, so there's your video. This one's still drying. I honestly just want to finish this video because, as you can see, I have to fix the Jeep. So this whole board is done. This one's pretty much done. I just gotta wait for it to dry, put the legs on, blah blah blah. But it's done. So I hope you found this video informative because it took a lot of work. The video editing is very hard. But good luck. Make some money. I was trying to think of something clever, but that's all I got.